Ladies and gentlemen, this match is one fall. It'll be tag team action. Introducing first of all from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Trent Knight. His partner from the dark side, Randy Rose. Their opponents this evening will be the New Zealand Militia.
Well, it's
you're a big disgrace to the American race, and your boomerang sure as heck ain't gonna come back.
Well, Randy Rose making his feelings known. I was instructed by Rip Morgan that by the order of the Queen, that we'll now refer to Mr. Victory as Jack-O Victory. So Jack-O Victory and Rip Morgan against Randy Rose. There you see the New Zealand Militia. And I've been joined, ladies and gentlemen, by Paulie Dangerously. And I hear you got some big scoops for us.
Of course I have, sir. Well, first of all, the only queen that I know of in the NWA is Jim Cornette. But the fact of the matter is, I have all the scoops coming down about Ric Flair.
What?
Well, the fact of the matter is, Ric Flair has told a very, 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 very good friend of mine, and that friend told my lawyer that Ric Flair is very soon going to announce that the NWA should turn the belt over to Terry Funk, because Funk is indeed the greatest NWA heavyweight champion of all time.
Well, I certainly have not heard that. We'll get back to that in just a moment. Morgan went for the big left. Randy Rose staying away, the big right hand. And now Randy Rose is fighting fist and fury with both New Zealand Militia.
I taught Randy how to fight that way, you know.
Oh, did you?
I did.
So you're saying that Flair's going to make an announcement. He's going to what's he going to do if he retires? I don't believe you, but what's he going to do?
Well, the fact of the matter is, I know for a fact that Ric Flair has bought a lot of stock in a new private postal firm. I know that Ric Flair is opening up a restaurant in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I hear that he has cut a deal with the National Wrestling Alliance. He is going to replace you as the host of Worldwide Wrestling, and every week when fans tune in, they're going to hear, woo! Welcome to Worldwide Wrestling. I'm your host, the retired second greatest heavyweight champion of all time, Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Big clothesline by Randy Rose. Well, I'll tell you something. We're going to hear from Ric Flair right here on this program next week. And I understand he's set a July 1st timetable to decide wherever he's going to do.
Yeah, that's the date he's going to retire. I heard about that.
Well, you know, you've got a lot to think about other than Ric Flair, namely the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, and your Samoan SWAT team. That's developed into one of the most brutal and physical feuds in all of professional wrestling.
Well, if you notice, the Samoan SWAT team are not on the show this week. And I'll even make a prediction right now. They're not going to be on the show next week because I've been giving them a little time off because this feud with the Road Warriors, I'll give the Road Warriors credit. They are the greatest team the Samoan SWAT team have ever come up against. But remember one thing. The Warriors don't have the hunger they used to have in '83. The Samoan SWAT team has it in 1989. The Warriors don't have the thirst for blood they had in 1983. The Samoan SWAT team has it in 1989. And how can you take any team seriously that's led by a guy that has a haircut that makes it look like his head is going through puberty?
Well, those are your comments. The manager is irrelevant, in my opinion. I think it's going to be to see who's the tougher. Who's the tougher team? It has yet to be settled between the Road Warriors and the Samoans.
Okay, I can respect that, Jim Ross, but remember one thing now. How can you intimidate the Samoans? You can't. They're not intimidated by the Road Warriors' stupid-looking haircut. They're not intimidated by the Tammy Baker makeup. They're not intimidated. They're not scared. They are size for size. They're pound for pound. They're height for height. They are sicker than the Road Warriors. They're wilder than the Road Warriors. They're rougher, tougher, meaner, leaner, slicker, and quicker than the Road Warriors. And they got a better manager.
Well, I think we pretty much summed it up right there. As Rip Morgan takes back over on Randy Rose, I think it's going to be settled in the ring, not here at the commentators' area. But in any event, I know it's far from being over with the Road Warriors and the Samoans. And if any team in wrestling can match up physically with the Warriors, I will give you, it is the SST.
Well, it's about time you gave me credit. You're the one that's going around saying that somebody's going to drive me out of here in a matter of weeks. Hey, I got 3 managers looking to kick my tail. Missy Hyatt don't like me. We all know why, because of Eddie Gilbert. Jim Cornette don't like me because I ran him and his team out. Now they're back thinking they're going to get the Samoans and me again. And Paul Ellering doesn't like me. Well, all 3 managers combined can't get rid of Paulie dangerously because I got the Samoan SWAT team backing up every word I say. And for the first time in my career, it's not a matter of can the wrestlers back up my words. It's a matter of can I back up their actions.
Well, it certainly remains to be seen. And Randy Rose bringing Rip Morgan right down.
I taught him how to do that one, too.
Yeah, right. And here comes Trent Knight. He couldn't get him all the way up. And Morgan on top for the lateral press. New Zealand Militia in their first appearance here on Worldwide Wrestling. 2 big, tough individuals. Now, I think quite obviously, with their new ring attire, their new boots, their new attire, as I mentioned, we have yet to see the best from Jacko Victory and Rip Morgan.
Wasn't it generous of Paul E. Dangerously? Wasn't it generous of Wall Street? Wasn't it generous of the Dangerous Alliance to give Secret Service Jack Victory a leave of his responsibilities as a Secret Service man for myself? And donate him to Rip Morgan to be his new tag team partner. Donate him to New Zealand. Donate him to the Queen so he could become Jacko Victory. We are such generous people on Wall Street.
Very benevolent, to say the least.
By the way, you're looking a little rough. I heard you've been double dating with Rob Lowe.
No, get out of here. All right, tag made. And Morgan and Victory, Jacko and Rip. Double teaming on Trent Knight.
Good tag team wrestling right there.
Kick right to the solar plexus.
And they're not pushing around just a couple of wannabe wrestlers. They're not pushing around some weekend warriors. They're pushing around ravishing Randy Rose, who everybody knows. I know how accomplished he is because I managed the man for 2 years. And they're pushing around Trent Knight, who's one of the hottest up-and-coming wrestlers in wrestling today. They are fighting 2 very accomplished wrestlers, and they're doing a real number on them.
Face first goes Trent Knight. A double team move, and the New Zealand Militia wrap up a victory here. Now let's go to a man that always has the winning combination. The round mound of sound. Here's Joe Pedicino, no.